In this video clip, we're going to talk about field engineering. So in my little discussion with Randy, we were able to talk about why field engineering is such an important part of the industry. And so let me signpost some of the things that will happen or could happen in your career if you really leverage this position, not only as a company, but you as an individual or the people that you mentor. And here's what's on my mind. Really, what we're talking about is fulfillment. There's two different things in life. There's success and there's fulfillment. And somebody can be successful, but that doesn't mean that they have to be fulfilled. That doesn't mean that they're going to be fulfilled. So what are the differences between these two? Success means that you've reached a certain position. It means that you make a certain amount of money, that you've achieved that title, whatever that means personally for you, whatever you've been told. Fulfillment means that you enjoy what you do. It means that you are passionate. It means that you would do it. You don't have the Sunday blues where you come to the Sunday afternoon of the Sunday before when you go to work and you just feel a little bit freaked out like, oh man, I got to go to work. So you're really going to be in a better spot in life. You're going to take care of your family better. You're going to have better health. You're going to have a better emotional well-being if you have success and fulfillment in anything that you do. And so how does that tie into field engineering? There are so many people in this life that will head down a certain path just because they think that that's what they're supposed to do. This is what success looks like, or this is my chosen profession, or this is what I went to school for. And that doesn't necessarily mean that when you get to your position that you're going to actually enjoy it. Now, field engineering is a position in construction where you can really test out construction and see if it's a fit for you. And every single aspect of the training that you will receive, every single aspect of the position that you will perform in, every single aspect of what you do as a field engineer will help you throughout your life. So I'm going to talk about a couple of those things, but let me tell you just a quick little snippet or like a mental image that I have from my life. When I first entered construction, I remember being on a large construction project. It was a prison. There was a lot of concrete. I think there was 65,000 cubic yards of concrete in this prison. It was humongous. And I was a brand new field engineer. I had come up from survey. I was doing surveying work, using a total station. And I remember being out in the morning one day, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you could hear the diesel motors running from the big light plants that would shine down on the footing placement that we were going to make that day. It was a big civil job too for all my dirt people on the other end of the camera. And the concrete trucks started rolling in, and they're revving their motors, and you can hear the concrete and the rocks rolling around in the barrel, and then all of the workers getting ready, and it was crisp in the morning, and you could feel a little bit of moisture in the air. And then the pump started to run, and if you've ever been around a concrete pump, they thrust, and they put so much pressure on that concrete that it's like the pressure that you would, we calculated at one time, it's like if you put 28 large African elephants on a single point in space, like the weight that you would have if you stacked 28 elephants on top of each other is the exact weight that the amount of pressure that you get when those concrete pumps push that concrete through those hoses. And you could hear that thrust, and that experience that morning. I just like looked up and I opened my eyes and I'm like, I love this position. I love construction. This is what I'm going to do. And I can say that for the most part, and I would say 90% of the time, my experience in construction from the day I started to now has been a remarkable and wonderful and just beautiful experience. And I'm not exaggerating that. You can look me in the eye right now and know that I'm not exaggerating in any way, shape, or form. And I did it. I learned it, and I experienced the rest of my career because of that role as a field engineer. And I'll tell you why, and it's one word: learning. As a field engineer, you get to become a builder. As a field engineer, you get to experience those things. As a field engineer, you get to go form the fundamentals, the foundation that will take you in any direction that you want to in your career. I'm talking about things like personal organization, communication skills, interpersonal skills, how to deal with people, even some of the fundamentals on block lettering and how to like write good emails and notes and letters, how to deal with inspectors, how to deal with leaders, how to run a good quality program, how to think, how often should you be reading books, what does personal development look like? All of these things are included in the role of a field engineer because you're responsible for frontline quality, frontline safety, and the layout and control of a construction project. And that's vertical or horizontal, whichever one you're looking at. And that foundation will program your mind. And so if I had any admonition for you right now, it would be don't shortchange yourself. Don't cheat yourself out of the years that you can spend in this fundamental builder role. Because field engineers become project managers, field engineers become superintendents, field engineers become future executives, field engineers in the dirt world become future owners of companies. And what happens is this: if you spend time in that builder position, you will exponentially grow the rest of your career, whatever that ends up being. But if you don't give yourself that learning experience, and if you don't program your mind to become that learner, then I have seen tens and if not hundreds of people then stagnate throughout their career because they haven't become addicted to learning. And that is what I want for you. We're all in construction, so I'm talking about this position. There might be positions like this in manufacturing or in show business or whatever, but for construction, that position is field engineering. If you want to get addicted to learning, if you want to get addicted to growth, if you want to get addicted to a rich mindset, if you want to get addicted to these things, you definitely want to come into the field engineering role. And there are great books like Surveying, Layout, and Control, the Field Engineering Methods Manual. There are field engineer boot camps. There are great companies that you can work for to get that experience. You can go work in the survey department in your company in this wonderful dirt world experience that we have, and all of the companies that we have that are participating in it with BuildWit, right? The point that I want to make is, and I'm going to ask you this question, and I want you to answer this question: where else are you going to get the experience to actually draw and draft and use Civil 3D and Revit if you don't do it as a field engineer? Where else are you going to learn coordinate geometry systems and the X, Y, and Z coordinates and how to visually think about things and build things in 3D in your mind if you don't use programs like Civil 3D and AutoCAD and Revit, and if you don't lay out with a total station? Where else are you going to learn the fundamentals of quality, which is the basis of everything that we do on our construction project, right? Where are you going to learn these things if you don't actually create and then have to quality control and install actual work, the components of a structure or structures or that pipe or that trench, or design that profile in construction or check that slope? Where else are you going to learn these things, right? Where else are you going to learn the fundamentals of personal organization, the use of technology, delegation, being professional with other people, right? These are the fundamental things. It's like I said before in one of the other videos, it's all the non-cognitive skills. All the non-cognitive skills that it takes for you to be great. That means discipline, that means perseverance, that means being hardworking, that means having grit, that means having a passion. Where are you going to find your passion? So I'm going to leave you with this question. Do you want exponential growth in your career? Do you want in construction to take it to the next level? Do you want to be able to engage with a foreman or a worker or an owner and be like, I know that, I know that, I know that, I know that, I've had experience with that? Do you want those fundamentals? And if you do, then you want to take some time and you want to go work with survey or be a field engineer or get out in the field if you're a project engineer, because this is where the magic happens. I can say that the doors or the gates of destiny swing on small hinges. And you are going to become the average of the 5 most recent books that you have read. You are the average of your 5 closest friends, and you are the summation of all of the principles that you have mastered. Why not take the time to master those and get yourself a good foundation? We're not just building buildings here, we're building you. we're building people. And you have to have that foundation. Any structure would fall without a foundation. So what is your foundation going to be? And so I invite you into the world of field engineering and really just hope you can experience some of that passion and really just head towards a wonderful career. There are positions in construction where you can end up making more than a doctor. And you don't have to go through all of those years of education. All you have to do is get addicted to learning and addicted to growth. And so I hope this has been helpful. Welcome to this world. If you need any help, please reach out because we are here to support you, your career, and your family. On we go.